All right, I think we're going to do this without the mic. Again, this has kind of become a little bit of a tradition for us with this little ceremony, but it means a lot to our baseball community and just kind of puts us on another level. Before I turn it over to Tim Peters, I just want to thank and let's give a big hand to our Booster Club for putting the picnic on today. Woo! And I really appreciate everybody coming out, sticking around for a little bit today. Finally got some decent weather. We've had a struggle over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And then to cap it off, it was nice to get a nice big win today. But about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, somewhere in there, 10 years ago, maybe, we started just kind of getting together and down at Sammy Malone's, a chance for us to get out. We just started hashing out ideas kind of to help a little bit, promote a little bit more of our baseball community, and we thought of adding a little bit of a Hall of Fame to it. A lot of the credit goes to Tim. You got Andy Russell, Jack Baker. We've got 2 others, Chris Ross and Mike Anselman, that are part of our committee that could not make it today. They have children that are graduating from college, so they are at that graduation ceremonies. But we started this, and it's kind of taken a little bit of a life of its own. It continues every year. I think we've got some names. If anybody has any other names, we're always willing to look at those possibilities. But I'll turn it over to Tim and let him explain a little bit more.
Quickly, kind of carry on with Dave. As we sat down over a couple cool ales, we talked about opening this, and it was just so important to all of us just to recognize the people in the past, whether it's an ex-player or some coaches that we have on here. And we wanted just to recognize them and continue on the tradition. Ironically, Dave mentioned something about the booster clubs, and as I was thinking about this the other day, we're going to introduce the Baldwinsville brothers here. Their parents have been such a huge part of Baldwinsville baseball. The dugouts you see right here, they're the ones that really kind of started that. Started doing the fundraisers. There were times like I felt that when my son was coming through, we were doing a bottle drive every weekend, or we were out here laying blocks, and they were always right in the mix of everything. Always for the kids, always had, it's faster than I am already. So, we need to recognize the parents as well, because unbelievable job of what they did, and you guys probably weren't around for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass it on to Mark, or Coach Bader, excuse me, a lot of young people, and Coach Penafeather to do the actual introductions, because what you're going to see here today is a couple of really good baseball players. On top of that, great athletes and great people. So enjoy.
First of all, I'm going to introduce our first inductee. Hopefully everybody can hear me because of my allergies and the throat cancer that I had 14 years ago. My voice gets a little bit gravelly. But in any case, I want to reiterate what Tim just said about Mark and Roxanne. I was the head coach when the boys started in the baseball program, and without their help, and actually Linda Moringer too, I don't think this program would be where it is today. And Dave has taken it to the next level with the Booster Club. But in any case, sports here in Baldwinsville have always been about relationships and memories to me. And I've been here 40 years. I've seen this baseball field come from nothing when our actual dugout was just a set of bleachers right there. Some of the older guys can attest to that. And what it's become now is a really, really nice facility. Had a lot of guys come and go, okay, and actually it's our 9th Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and I have all the books from the 27 years that I was the head coach. And like I said, I've coached a lot of guys here, seen a lot of guys come and go. When I was going through the statistics, I didn't realize how gaudy the statistics of the first person I'm going to introduce were. Okay, he was an all-county player all 3 years, 3-year starter here. has a lifetime batting average in high school of 400. Had 200 at-bats, 80 hits, 57 runs scored, 9 doubles, 9 triples, 3 home runs, 57 RBIs. That was just here at Beeville. One of my favorite quotes of all time is from Coach Rockwell, coaches at CNS, and we happened to be playing. Coach Pettifeather was an assistant at that time with me, and Chris hit a home run that night that it was under the lights. Coach Rockwell says to this day he thinks that ball is still going. It was probably a shot that you'll never see again, but it disappeared into the night, and I don't think anybody ever found the ball. But in any case, Chris went on to St. John Fisher. He was a 4-year starter there, and in his career there, he had 526 at-bats, scored 113 runs, 202 hits, 45 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs, 138 RBIs, batting average of 386 lifetime, was all conference all 4 years that he was at St. John Fisher. He is in the top 10 all time at Fisher in runs, hits, doubles, RBIs, batting average, games played. And I could keep going on, but at this time I would like to introduce Chris Botsford, one of the best ball players ever come out of here.
All right, I'm going to get my phone out and make sure I don't get off track here. It's a little tinted here, but I'd like to start by thanking Coach Bader, Coach Benefeather, Tim Peters, and everybody who had a hand in putting today together. It's been a really awesome day. Obviously, a 15-1 win is a good way to get it started, but it's been an awesome day, and I'm definitely proud to be and honored to take part in all of it. To Coach Bader and Coach Benefeather, thank you guys for all the time and energy you invested into me, my brother, and all the rest of the players have had over the years. You guys are the reason why Baldwinsville baseball has enjoyed as much success as it has over the years, over the past 2 decades. And I know, Coach Bader, you're way past 2 decades, but I'm just trying to keep you feeling young here. I'd like to thank my parents for all their support. When you guys were at my T-ball games back when I was 4, you probably didn't imagine that you'd spend the next 25 years of your lives at baseball games. But that's exactly what happened. You guys were great the whole way through. I'd like to thank my dad for always making time for Brett and I, no matter how busy he was at work or with his various presidencies and booster clubs. He always had time to take us to an open diamond, throw buckets of balls to us. So thanks, Dad, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been as good of a bad ball hitter as I was.
Well played.
My mom was the ultimate baseball mom. When most of my teammates would come off the field, their mom would usually give them a hug and a kiss and say, "Good game." My mom would do all of that, except she would start talking about pitch sequences and secondary leads. She was always dialed in, like I said, an ultimate baseball mom. So thank you, Mom and Dad, and I encourage all you guys to thank your parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, or whoever it is that helped you along the way. Make sure you take the opportunity to do that. Lastly, I'd like to thank my brother. Brett, thanks for always listening to everything I had to offer. Otherwise, I would have had to do all this by myself today. Seriously though, thank you. Thanks for always being my partner. Whether it's backyard wiffle ball, trips to the batting cages, it takes 2 people to do all those things, and I never had to look very far from my partner. The last thing I wanted to say was just a message to the players. You know, I just want to tell you guys, enjoy these times. Don't take them for granted. I know sometimes practices can get old. You don't always want to come out to the field when it's 35 and wet out. But whether you play through high school, college, or beyond college, at some point it's going to come to an end. And you're going to look back someday and wish that you could go back and lace up your cleats and go play one more day, even if it is 35 and wet out. So do yourselves a favor and make sure you enjoy your glory days. And that's all I have. Thank you guys. Thank everybody.
One little story with Chris. Indoors. Remember the mornings? We used to come and hit.
Not a morning person either.
Not a morning person, but he would get up. I didn't do that this year. But I remember sitting behind one of the yellow screens when Chris would show up, and we had pretty good teams back then compared to when Brett played. Kind of the teams that we have today, guys that could hit the ball pretty hard. But I remember being behind the screen one day, just kind of sitting and throwing on one of these chairs, and the ball coming off the bat hitting the screen. It was different when he did it. And that, you know, is the reason why he is sitting here today and getting the plaque, and also was very successful. The other thing is, Chris was a really good football player too, and if it wasn't for a knee injury, I don't know where baseball would have been. But he put all his energy into baseball, and it was great to be able to be a coach with you. Congratulations. Our next inductee. We've already mentioned his name a couple times, but I'm going to talk about Brett Botsford. I had the chance as a first-year varsity coach to coach Brett. Brett was a 4-year varsity player, 2005 through 2008. And I became the head coach in 2007. Coach Bader and I just kind of switched roles. So I was his varsity coach for the last 2 years. He went on and played at Lemoyne after that, 2009 through 2012. Lemoyne at that point was a Division I. They were an independent. They were independent his first 3 years, and then now, as today as we know, Lemoyne went to Division II. He had the chance to play under Steve Owens, who is now, the first 2 years, who is now at Bryant, and current head coach, Coach Scott Cassidy. Just like his brother, his stats make him one of the best players in Baldwinsville history. All right, here are just a few. All right, he was the first Baldwinsville player to have 100 hits in a career. His career average was 375, 101 for 269. All right, 101 hits, 269 plate appearances. He had 40 RBIs, scored 93 runs, 44 stolen bases. He did have an HR, but it's not good. Was it inside the park, or did you get it over the fence?
It was over the fence.
It was over the fence. Where? Where was it? Henniger?
Still going. Hasn't landed yet.
Numerous all-league awards. And just like his brother Chris, Brett went on and had a wonderful college career at Lemoyne. He is career leader at Lemoyne in hits and at bats. All right, he had a career average of 326. All right, 269 hits, 824 at bats. He is a leader in both those categories. And if you, back in the day, Lemoyne's had some really, really special players. They've had pro players. They were one of the best Division I programs in the Northeast. And to be at the top of the list, and there are others that you're in the top 10, to be there, you have to be a special player. He had 44 doubles over his career at Lemoyne, 6 triples, 9 HRs. All right, 427 slugging percentage, 425 on-base percentage. All right, strictly played outfield, was at 975 fielding percentage. All right, and again, his hits, #1 in Lemoyne career record, most at-bats, and also he leads Lemoyne in careers with most walks. He was all-region in 2012, ABCA member, all right, second team. He was first team 2012, all-Northeast. Not only, too, was Brett at 100 hits, he also was our first 1,000-point scorer for basketball. He played varsity basketball his freshman through senior year. And now, join me in congratulating Brett Botsford on his induction in the Baldwinsville Baseball Hall of Fame.
All right, let me get my cheat sheet out too. First, I'd like to thank 2 coaches here. I mean, same thing as my brother said. You guys, you know, did so much for not only us, but just the whole Beeville program. So definitely appreciate it. You guys push us every single day to be the best. I know my brother's teams were a little bit better than ours, but we still have, you know, our shining moments as well. To my parents, thanks for everything. I mean, without you guys, I don't think either of us would be here, picking us up, doing our laundry, everything. I mean, you know what they say, you look good, you feel good. So, when you feel good, you play good. So, Mom, You got those dirt stains out when we were diving around, having fun. Let's see. Chris, I mean, I don't know what to say. You were always my idol in everything that we did. I appreciate you setting some records here, just so I could break them. But I mean, at the end of the day, baseball to me has always been more than just a sport. I mean, and I know growing up, we had our saying, you know, practice with purpose, play with passion, and that's something that, you know, is stuck with me to this day in everything that I do. To the kids, you guys, I mean, God, you guys are huge. I couldn't believe how big they were when they were on the field. But keep pushing every single day. Like my brother said, you never know when it's going to be your last time on the field. Take it in every single day. Push to be better, push each other, and just have fun, because that's what it's all about. So, that's all I got.
Last thing I'd like to, and we've already said it, I'd like to recognize Mark and Roxanne. I know back when I played, my father was the Booster Club president, the treasurer, the secretary, and everything. There was one person, I think, helping Coach Bader. And then I know we didn't have the greatest players. And then even after that, there were some down years. I know we had that. You had that wonderful run with that special group in '93, '94, '95, '96. And then I got a chance, obviously, to come back and start coaching. But Mark and Roxanne are the reason why we got this program back, the Booster Club back to where it is today. And every year we talk about you and the ideas you had, but the one fundamental you had on your mind was what's best for the kids. And I'd like a round of applause for Mark and Roxanne for everything they've done. What's that? Yep. We're all done here. I just need a little help. Some of our guys grab these. And Brett and Chris and family, we've got your numbers painted over here off the B. We'll take some pictures in there. But thank you again for coming out. JVs are playing tonight against North Syracuse. Approximate time, 7 o'clock over at Reeves after the first game's done. All right, so get over there and we'll support them today. Thank you very much.